one of my, everybody knows the earliest movie memory I have. The earliest movie memory I have is watching Star Wars as a child. And I don't have another memory till well after that. But Rob, oddly enough, easily in the next 5 movies that I remember, my earliest movie watching experiences that I can recall, at least at any rate, one of which is the Drew Barrymore film based on the Stephen King novel Firestarter. Firestarter is actually one of the earliest things. I think it was George C. Scott was in that with Drew Barrymore as well. Anyway, with as hot as Stephen King properties have been ever since it went on and made like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, Stephen King properties and adapting Stephen King properties have been all the rage. So it shouldn't come as any surprise that Universal and Blumhouse are talking about rebooting Firestarter. Now, they actually announced back in 2017 that they were going to do something like this, but it just instantly stalled and we never heard about it again. Well, now, according to the screenwriter Scott Teems, who was being asked about it, he just said this: "We just got a new director named Keith Thomas, and he made a great film called The Vigil coming up this year, and Universal and Blumhouse, they want to make Firestarter. It has always been an important project to them. I think we're making active steps towards that happening this year." So 2020. The industry shutdown notwithstanding, and that may change things, but right now, I'm really hopeful that this is going to happen this year. Rob, I just remember Firestarter as a kid freaking me the hell out. I don't think I've watched it again in like 20. I saw it maybe about 20 years ago again, just because, again, I love Jersey Scott. But, Rob, as a guy who is a big fan of Stephen King novels and all that kind of stuff, what do you think about the notion of them going back and doing a Firestarter reboot?
Well, I actually read the entire hardcover of Firestarter waiting in line to see Empire Strikes Back. And it was like one of the last times I went to see Empire at the UA 150 theater. Now it's across from the Amazon headquarters. It was until they blew up my favorite theater. I love the idea. The Firestarter movie is okay. The book I thought was really pretty great. And at least I remember it as being pretty great. And I think this is this could be a franchise property. They could take this property a number of places. I think it's a really good idea. And I think, Blumhouse has been killing it with Invisible Man, and they're keeping their budgets down. And I could see them doing a stripped down version of Firestarter. They don't have to spend $100 million. If they did the Blumhouse model, Invisible Man was what, 8? I can see 7. Firestarter is going to probably be more around. What I love about Blumhouse is the $20 million is their high budget movies. That's like their Infinity War, like Glass, was 20 million. Wow. So it would be cool to see that. I'm stoked, dude. I bring it on.
I think the thing you bring up there, the Blumhouse's involvement in this is one of the things that I really find intriguing, because when you look at something like Firestarter, look, you could look at it in one way as a movie that you could do on a $135 million budget. But at the same time, if you have a producer like Jason Blum who knows what they're doing, they could probably make this movie for about $13 million bucks. Right. And here's the beautiful thing: when you make your movies for $13 million bucks or $18 million or $7 million, you're almost guaranteed to be profitable. You're almost guaranteed to be profitable. And I think Firestarter is one of those properties that gives them a lot of potential. So, Hey, look, let's not pretend that Blumhouse hasn't made some bad films. Of course they have, but they've also made some real gems on tiny shoestring budgets. Let's see what they can do with Firestarter. All right, guys.